Hey, that's a good starting position, 3rd place. Alright. This video is supported by ExpressVPN. This is the VPN service that I use and recommend to get around location restrictions for video streaming services or GTA Online. Use the link in the description to get 3 months free on a 12-month plan. Alright, away we go. Random Sporty this time. It's been a while since we've done a Random Sporty. And this is basically the midpoint between a random all and a fully custom random class race where everyone gets the same cars at the end. So Random Sporty, there is the element of randomness. Everyone won't get the same cars by the end. It will be completely random, but it's only using the fastest classes in the game for the random pool of cars. I think it's like the racing cars down to the down to the tuners. So there is a decent pace difference, but you're not going to see slow vehicles. You're not going to see drift stuff. But the interesting part about this one, I think, is going to be because we are on a bit of a rallycross style track with some off-road sections. How some of the racing cars will do on those off-road sections with their high off-road traction loss. Alright, Gauntlet Hellhound. So yeah, we've got like, you know, sports class, supers class, the racing classes, some of the faster muscle cars, sports classics, things like that. And then it's the tuners class, which is the slowest, I believe. But the tuners class on Project Homecoming is things like, I want to say the Futo, Ballistic Compact, stuff like that. So it's basically the middle of the road random race. We'll all get different cars, but it's about half the pool. So there will still be an element of luck going on in this. And I think, given the makeup of the track, it can also be that some of the luck that you might normally get, you know, a decent race car or a formula car or something like that, won't actually be that lucky because of the off-road stuff, but we'll see how it works out. 300R time. Changes of position are a lot less frequent on a Random Sporty because the cars are closer, even if they are different. But it's not quite as entirely based on skill as a random class race where everyone gets the same cars by the end. That perfect middle point. Ooh, that bush! Bloody hell! Oh, really? Oh. Torrero's trying too hard all over the shop. And I'm the one who pays the price for it, as always. Alright, Comet 4S. They stayed behind me. We managed to get through eventually. Yeah, I could do with a few supercars, to be fair. Rally cars are obviously going to be really good on this race. You know, your Omnises, Tropos, stuff like that. I mean, I feel like someone should be waiting for something there. I didn't even see who it was to call out. Maybe it's just one of those things. You can put it down to a racing incident, maybe. Well, the last 2 laps haven't been great after a nice clean start. With a random sporty as well, time losses are a lot more difficult to get back because of the relative difference in car performance is less. So you can't rely on people getting too unlucky. Someone getting unlucky in a race like this is getting something like a blister compact. It's still quick enough. You're only going to gain a few seconds on the lap. The most luck I had in this race so far has been my starting position. I've just gone backwards since then. Sunrise R. It's amazing. We started in the Sunrise R Rally. I got this car in the random all we just did before this. I can't remember whether I got this or the Rally version. We also did a Rally race in the Sunrise R Rally earlier on in the stream. This really has been the car of the stream. Just keeps showing up. Wants to be involved at every stage. Done me well on this lap though, it's put me back in the mix. Even though it's not the rally version, it was still pretty good off-road. Oh, now I get the tuner. Friggin' Asbo. This is in the tuners class, I think, on Project Homecoming. This is one of the slowest cars you can get in this random sporty game mode. And of course I get it. Just when I'd got back into the action at the front. That's the pace difference. When people say it doesn't matter what car you take in races, well, if the pace difference is big enough, people can crash and still finish ahead of you if the pace is big enough in the car. Down we go. Friggin' bushes. And now an actual tuner. This has been rough so far. Just gone backwards and backwards and backwards. Way behind the top now. It's going to be no catching. Is a top 5 possible? Maybe, if I get some good luck with cars. Ugh, that bush as well. This car's really badly affected by the bushes, I'm realizing. That one just dragged me straight out. All this time loss. This has been a really annoying race, this one. LG Retro Rally, okay. Rally car. Should be a good lap. One of the quicker rally cars on the server, I think, as well. Despite its good off-road traction loss, the Devastate's still quicker in a straight line, even off-road. Alright, we're on the fringes of a top 10. Sentinel SG3 sedan. Flash GT behind. That's a lot quicker than what I just had. That's gonna fly. Oh, really? It's been so tricky, this race. The Rallycross track has really thrown it for a loop. Random sporties are normally fairly, simple. Not a lot of mistakes or, too many crashes because they're all relatively easy cars to drive and fast. I think the off-road sections and some of the bushes affecting cars differently, like there, for example. It's really changed the complexion of what would normally be a fairly standard random sporty. I think a top 10's the best that I can really fight for the rest of the race. That's what I'm going to keep pushing on for, but I can't see me getting anywhere close to the top 5 at this point. I'm so far back. And there's the BR8. Let's see how we do off-road. That was already pretty slow on that section. It's still a fast car, but yeah, it's still got the grip, to be fair. It's not that bad off-road. It's off-road. I don't think its off-road traction loss is as high as what it used to be with these race cars. It used to be massive. It's the top speed that I'll be heading. Yeah, I can't even reach 100 miles per hour. The bloody bush on the inside of that corner. I'm just going to have to go wide on that corner every time. Ooh, Ignis. Alright, here we go. I need to We need to get something put together now. We need to start. Why do I say things? How far back am I from the top 5? Can't really look. Still a good, what, 10, 15 seconds maybe. I think I got stopped by a bush on the outside that time. Is the race of being affected by bushes? Staying well away from the outside there as well. That tiny little bush in the middle of the bloody... That's what turned me around. No way. This has been rough, this. Some rough bushes. Whose bright idea was it to do this track? I didn't realise it was so bush-oriented. Bush-affected. I think we've done this track before, but maybe we might have already done... I remember doing an off-road race in the snow around here, I think. But we might have only ever used this track with rally cars, off-road cars, something like that. Where they've probably got the bush immunity handling flag. So they're not affected. This might be the first time we've properly tried to do the track with regular cars that are getting actually turned around by some of these bushes and slowed down a lot. So this is one of the... This has to be one of the worst drives I've had in a random race in a long time. I'm very sorry. Just... It's horrible to just keep going backwards. So much promise after those first couple of laps as I was chasing down first place. And then I got taken out multiple times and then the bush fiasco started. Atrocious? I'm so sorry. Considering how many races I do, I know I make mistakes every now and then. I am only human and all that. But I rarely have a bad day overall, where like every single thing that I do is just bad. I think this race is it. This is me getting out. This is me having a bad day. This is what this looks like. Because this has been atrocious driving. Five minutes left. Can I still hold out hope for a top 10? Can if stuff like that happens. Come on. Drive better. 5 minutes left. Could you not just maybe respawn in that situation? I think 11 seconds is a lot of time to make up to a 10th place. When the pace difference of the cars isn't going to be all that much. Reinhardt has done me well though. Given me a good lap to base the pursuit of a top 10 on. Sylvester RE. Is this going to be alright off-road? Doesn't feel like it. The top 10 dream is just ebbing away. I haven't driven well enough, to be fair. I've had some bad luck, but I should have driven around the bushes a lot earlier. Silly mistakes in general. Yeah. Top 10 is definitely leaving my body in terms of belief. It's not happening for me. One of those days. Just one of those bad days at the office. Have I even had a supercar in this race? Oh yeah, the Ignis. I feel like my car selection hasn't been fantastic. Like, I don't think I would have been challenging a top 5 anyway. But I think my driving could have made it an easy top 10 if I'd actually driven properly. Not like this. And the club. Don't think this is going to be catching an Osiris anytime soon. Might be one more lap after this. But the swings aren't big enough in terms of car performance for me to even consider the top 10 being possible. Phew, saved it. I don't know how, but I did. Kept a Torero behind for most of the lap. It's the only good thing I've done the whole race. Linux takes the win. Wasn't that pole position man led from the early stages? And Verdleth was in second and I was in third. Verdleth ended up a lap down. I've ended up halfway back down the field. It's gone very different race for the top three on the grid. Managed to take an extra position on the last lap. Too little, too late. Well, I mean, I still finished 12th. Like, I suppose it could have been worse, but I don't think it could have been much worse. That was not one of my better performances. I'm very sorry. I had one of the best laps. Only that 109 was quicker. But just very inconsistent. Well, there you go. Those bushes, man. It was a race dominated by the bush talk. Too many bushes right on the racing line. Ruined me. I'll have to reset.
Why is it? Why would you do that?
Random pain might have been more fun, says Chompbrock as you gift 5 subs. Yeah, maybe.